our future providers must recognize while they are students the expertise of disparate professionals, what they bring, what they each bring to the healthcare table. We must be a university that is internationally respected and locally loved. To the extent that we carry ourselves with utmost civility as an institution, to the same extent will we succeed and lead by collaboration.
I was a graduate student here at the University of Maryland, Baltimore Graduate School, and there was a great opportunity to be a part of the white paper project working on civility and see how we can instill civility on our multicultural campus. NICE helps to build teams, and I think by leading as an example, we all try to be like Dr. Perman.
You know, when Dr. Perman and I started working together, which was almost 20 years ago, instantly we just clicked. And during our time in Kentucky is when we realized the importance of interprofessional education. So when he was appointed president here at University of Maryland, Baltimore, we said, you know what, we're going to make this happen. And he just gets so much joy out of seeing those students mesh and be able to work together as a team.
1, 2, 3, team!
In life, people have great bosses, a great colleague, they might have a great teacher, a great mentor, a great friend. I have been blessed to have all of that in one person, and that's Jay Perman.
An interprofessional approach to global health is really important because it brings together multiple professions to solve a single problem. Our students return with lessons learned from each other, with lessons learned from local community members, and that's what Dr. Perman has always called the global-local approach, and he's promoted that as a way to see global learning as essentially strengthening Maryland and strengthening our students. When we were in Zambia, I had the opportunity to go with Dr. Perman and some others to visit a women's clinic.
You have a beautiful child.
Thank you.
One of the most special aspects of that visit was to hear the women talk about the impact of their program and their ability to have and raise healthy children. And coming out of there, Dr. Perman commented that this meeting, more than maybe any other he's had, really helped him see the value of global health and research to improve the health of communities.
We will make adjustments needed to go to full-scale manufacturing in the fall.
I was a fellow in the REEF program, and the director told us about this pitch competition at the Grid, and me and my co-founder decided to apply just for fun. We met Dr. Perman, I guess, in November, and at the graduate school anniversary dinner, and he thought it was fantastic. He was joking with us afterwards, saying, he's like, I want to take you guys on the road, I want to show you off to everyone, I think it's a great product, and his support meant a lot to us.
One of the amazing things about Dr. Perman was that he was able to build a bridge over what has historically been a divide between gown and town. I'll never forget the first time that I went to meet him. He hadn't been in office for 2 weeks, and I'm knocking on his door. As I sat in his office, the 14th floor, we went to look out the window. He easily could have turned east, which were the campuses of University of Maryland, Baltimore, but he turned to the west, and he said, these are the areas that I want to impact. Our church has been in the Head Start business for 53 years. But our students were moving into the public schools surrounding our church, and they were not getting the same outcomes that we expected of them. But he came in and put together an amazing team. The dean of the School of Social Work, they hired some amazing talent, and they grabbed it just like it was ministry. He held true to his word from that first meeting that I had when he turned to the west and said, hey, this is the area that we want to impact.
It's been my great honor these last few years to follow Dr. Perman around with a camera, and along the way I've seen the things everybody sees. He's a great human being, he works extremely hard, and he loves children. But it's a lot more than that. He sees children, he listens to them. There was one time in particular that really stands out. It was a healthy food event at Lexington Market with kids from one of our partner schools. And as I watched through the viewfinder, I could tell that Dr. Perman just clicked with one kid, Xavier. He was bright with boundless potential, but like so many others, he probably could never fulfill that potential without help. Maybe Dr. Perman saw a little bit of himself in Xavier, or maybe it just crystallized his thoughts on community engagement. But the encounter clearly had a big impact.
So I asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up. And he gave me the usual stuff. He mentioned the NBA and the NFL. And he sensed that I didn't look too impressed. And on a dime he turned and he said, "Or maybe I'll have your job." You know, I think about that every day. I ask myself every day, why not? So, with everything you do, you make Xavier's words more prophetic. You make his dreams real, and every day you join others to our cause.
He was really yearning to do something deep and meaningful for the neighbors, and he just needed someone to put that in front of him and say, I think this is what it might be, and he was ready to go.
1, 2, 3.
The community deserves a partner that treats them with dignity and respect and sees that we're not just buildings and about degrees and research, but that it can be a place where you can now walk into the CEC and say, I need help finding a job, and you can meet someone from HR from the university right then and there.
Their attitude about university has changed drastically, because at first everybody only knew it as university, just a hospital. You go there when you're sick. But now it's known as university, the community, the engagement center, things to do.
How's everybody?
A lot of the people that's been coming over here and getting into things, they starting to feel more like family. Instead of just people passing by and speaking, it's more like family.
I just feel like I'm safe, and I just feel like I can go wherever I want. Sometimes when I come over here, I feel really shy, but when I get to know people, it's fun.
Good evening, everyone. I welcome you to UMB's 24th Annual Founders Week Gala.
So at the gala this year, there was a few tables of community members who had joined us. We had our PAL children on the stage unveiling the new building, and at the end of the night a woman handed him a bag, and in it there was a tie as a thank you gift, and there was a commemorative glass, he said, and there was an envelope with a card in it, and it said, thank you for growing a seed, and inside was $2. And sorry. All he wanted to know the next day was, what was this woman's name? Where did she live? And I need to get her a thank you note, and I think that just shows, A, how meaningful this whole endeavor is to the community, how thankful people are to Dr. Perman, but also how grateful he is for being able to give folks opportunities that they might not otherwise have.
Excitement is surging in West Baltimore as the University of Maryland, Baltimore breaks ground on a brand new community engagement center.
We'll have a huge space where we can all gather together for meals, events, performances, lectures, where we can come together as the community we're meant to be.
Our children being as a part of this program will open doors for them and open their eyes so that they can dream. The mere idea that they can come to a great institution like this and have the top person in the institution show up. But not only show up, but bring with him a sense of compassion. See, it's not enough just to see you. Then you got to bring some compassion. And that's what this is all about.
Looking back, I had no idea how all-encompassing the program would be.
Now we're going to do the Scholar of the Year, and he doesn't know that he's getting this. Shakir Frank.
I thought we would be, making a difference, but I had no idea that grandparents would call me and say, "You saved my son's life." It was just so impactful how they rose to the occasion. And all you have to do is tell them 1 or 2 times, and they get it like this. So it's like Dr. Perman will say, it's not talent. We're not short on talent. We're short on opportunities.
Dr. Springfield should be very flattered indeed, because we modeled our program off the experience and the knowledge that Dr. Springfield and her colleagues created at the NCI.
When I met Dr. Perman, I felt I was having an out-of-body experience, because he was saying the words that I had been saying for the last 2 decades. We knew right then and there where we were going to find a way to implement this program. It's really set up the feasibility for us to implement these types of programs nationally. But it would have never, ever, ever happened had it not been for that one meeting, that one night, that changed my life and changed the trajectory of what we do here in diversity training at the NCI. So I'll never forget. I'll just never forget.
Well, when you look back to where we were just in terms of total grant funding when he came on board as president, the change has been remarkable. It represents hundreds of millions of dollars in new funding. It was the tone that he set at the top that helped to motivate people to work together and to excel in the research endeavor. When I think about his legacy, I can't help but think of the African proverb that I've heard him use many times. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I think through his efforts to bring the campus together, we have the demonstrated successes, and we can say that during his leadership, we've gone very far.
What's particularly marvelous is the way he connects with people, just almost instantly. Traveled a couple times internationally and met with major tenants in the biopark.
You're very important to our biopark and to the relationship with the university. So we said we have to go and visit the executives of Farmeron.
Farmeron is a great company that we visited in Beijing. They have helped us win a $200 million clinical trial grant from the NIH. And Farmeron right now is expanding in the biopark, so I expect over the next 12 months they'll be doubling in size.
He is a trusted partner, and I could think of no one better able to lead the university system into the future. And I know that he will do so with a keen eye on how we think about healthcare delivery throughout our state.
I know that he was put on this earth to do what he's doing. He's a good guy, and this was his calling, And I thought that being the president was going to be the last thing, but as long as he's going to be able to make a difference, and he's going to make a huge difference system-wide, this is what he was called to do. And so I respect that and I understand that, and I'm very happy for him.
Look, there is really no end, by definition, to our mission, because we seek to improve the human condition. By its very nature, it's a work in progress, as are we. And for your extraordinary partnership on this journey, I thank you all.